Okay, so I've been having a few problems with my phone lately. Specifically, it's doing that. And the reason it's doing that is because the battery has decided to expand, which lithium-ion batteries do occasionally. Now, if I was daft enough to leave the screws in on the bottom, which I haven't, then that probably would have broken my screen. Instead, there's a possibility that I can replace the battery. And I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm making it up. I did buy a cheap battery from eBay. It comes with little bits of plastic. Let's have a look, make sure it's the right battery. Yeah, that kind of looks like an iPhone 5 battery from what I can tell. Let's open it a bit more. Come on. So the question is, can Mr. Clumsy fit a new battery into his phone? Because if I can't, I'm liable to break the phone. So one socket, one lectern. I don't think I need any of those. Stick the plug on, and there we go. It's basically entirely popped out, I'm pleased to say, so it should. Oh, that's part of the screen. So I'm hoping I can just pop it out. There we go. Preferably without bending anything. Alright. So we've got some screws down here I've got to remove to get the clip for the battery off. That looks all a bit bent, but okay. How does that come off? Right, okay, I will need the screwdrivers. Probably that one, maybe. Excuse my head. This stuff is so tiny, I can barely see it. Which probably says more about my eyesight than anything. Does that come off now? Is that another one over there? No, there's a different shield. There we go. Well, that's glued down. So we may be able to lever it out this way. Or not. Why would you glue down a battery? Of course, what I don't want to do is pierce it in any way, shape or form, because that would obviously be detrimental. But if I turn it on its side while I'm wasting time, you can see that it's actually definitely causing the problem. I've got to say, if it's a fake, it's a pretty convincing fake. There we go. Just needs a bit more leverage than I was giving it. There we go. So, again, you can see the fatness of the battery. It's yeah. Again, if it's a fake, it's reasonably fake. It has all the right numbers on it. So I'm just going to remove this little bit of metal from the battery. Like so. I do hope this battery works when I put it in. Oh, I've pulled out, looks like the Wi-Fi. Where does that go? Oh, I see, it goes there. How the hell am I going to get that back on? So we're going to put this in first, I think. So that clicks in quite easily. Wi-Fi's back on, or not. Just give it a little push down. There we go. It's on. So you know those really, really small screws that I had just there? Oh, they're there. Well, there's two of them. Okay, so there was 3 screws in there, there's now going to be 2. Oh, there. Oh, there it is. No, I'm looking at something else. I genuinely can't see these screws. They're so tiny. Is this the magnetic screwdriver? It is. Missed. Okay, give me a moment while I find some tweezers. Now that screw has stuck itself to the remnants of the glue, which is probably stickier. Oh, now it's fallen off. Right, okay. We'll try again. That's gone in. We can have a look at this one. You know, these have actually got Loctite on them. I mean, why? Right, we'll have a quick pause while I look round for the other screw. Well, maybe one day I'll find that screw, but I'm not going to hold out too much hope. So the battery gets to go in now. In it goes. And then hopefully the lid will go back on and actually click in. Oh, I know what I did wrong there. Well, I think I'm basically done with this phone, aren't I? More's the pity. Anyone want to buy a battery? You can see what I did wrong there. Look, the little hooking thing, the top of the screen hooks into the thing, and I was trying to push it in without hooking it in first. My bad entirely. Shame. Good phone. Maybe I'll buy a screen for it. Who knows? Battery works. So after destroying my phone, a new screen has arrived. Well, I say new. It's probably some cheap knockoff screen. From my perspective, it doesn't really matter. I just need the phone to actually function. What's the battery like? It's been sat here for a few days. So the battery's obviously good because I haven't charged it up and it's been sat here for the better part of a week. So we'll have to disconnect the battery before we take the screen off, I suspect. Because, oops, I can press and hold, but because the screen doesn't work, I can't shut the bugger down. So, let's do it. So I need to get in. That's a bit done. To be fair, it wasn't in properly in the first place, because I busted it. Okay, we're still clipped. There we go. No. Okay. So we're going to remove this screw and this screw. I'd removed this screw as well, but I lost it last time. And then just pop the battery off so that we're not removing the screen while it's switched on, which seems like a bad thing to do. As said before, these screws are so small I can barely see them. And can I remember how this clip comes up? Can I plug it? There we go. So the battery's disconnected. We can actually take the battery out, which I think I'll do. And so now some tiny screws over here as well. Yeah, thanks for that. So, right, so guessing this just pops off now, he said. Just try and... There we go. Is there another screw on that? You know something? No, there isn't. Or if there is, there isn't anymore. So there's, as I understand it, there's kind of 3 little connectors here. Not entirely sure where they all go. So that connector there. There actually is another screw there, and I've broken it. Never mind. So what we got here? So that's camera. So there's one. Oh, right, okay, so I think I see how this works. So let's see if we can find an edge. There's one. No, that's not neat. That's 2. Oh, and there's 3. Okay. So that's the old screen. Just a quick close-up of what a clumsy idiot can do to a screen if they're not watching what they're doing. So, how do these go in? Let me just have a quick look down here. Oh no, I didn't break a screw. There are only 3 screws holding that in. I didn't goof. So that one will go in first. Hopefully, if I line it up. Oh, I don't think that's got in. Man, this is tiny work. No. No. This may get edited out. Right. We can have a bit of a move around. Well, that's the old one. So what? No, you probably can see it. Actually, now, so I'll brush it down a bit further. No. So I'll put a magnifying glass on it because I really can't see what I'm doing. Chips maybe. There we go, that's in. So the only one we haven't tried so far. Ah, in. So you're in, and I think you're in. We'll put the battery back in. And we'll give it a quick test before we do anything else. Oh, look. Look, I have an Apple sign. So I'm going to type me code in off screen. I can confirm that the touch bit works. Does the button work? Yeah, there's no SIM card in it at the moment. Oh, I can't actually press the button because the plastic cover's on it. So the button doesn't seem to work. Okay. So I've got a couple of these metal plates to put back on. Oh, it's not going that way, does it? I think it goes on that way. That one's not magnetically tipped. This one is magnetically tipped. Well, that seems to be the way to do it then, doesn't it? Well, that one's hit the floor, so I'm probably never going to see that one again. So I'm going to leave it like that. Let's get this one back on. Yeah, at this point I'm being very gentle. Well, by my standards anyway. No, that's not going in quite the way I want it to at the moment. There we go. Let's see if that went in. There we go. Don't push it too hard. See what happens when we switch it on. So, after a certain amount of fiddling, I now have a working iPhone with a decent screen. So I can go into, obviously, the most important thing on the phone. In any case, phone works, button works. Happy bunny. So my phone had the magic expanding battery in it, and I needed to change the battery because it was pushing the screen out. I bought a cheap battery from eBay. I think it was about £6, and I can't complain. It works a treat. Putting the screen back on, I managed to shatter the screen by being a big heavy-handed oaf. So I purchased another screen for about £12, and I purchased one that had the button and the camera already built in because I didn't want to be changing those, and the difference in price was about £1. So you can buy a decent quality digital camera for £1. Just saying. It was quite fiddly getting the screen off and back on again. I can understand why they employ little Chinese children to build these phones, because they're absolutely tiny. In any case, eventually I managed to get all the screws back in again, and it works. And I think I'll probably get another 2 years life out of that phone. I couldn't be happier with that outcome, to be honest. My phone works. I'm about to go on holiday. Great.